Alright. Let's see if YouTube is still there. I hope so. Ah, no, YouTube messed up. Dang it. That is unfortunate. I think I killed YouTube. Hopefully most people will find their way to the new one. YouTube is back. Hopefully, did you get here automatically or did you have to move for the YouTube site? I think you had to move probably. Forgot how I did it. There was a way to keep YouTube up. Maybe I just got lucky the last couple of times I did it. It's been a while. Okay, I have to refresh the YouTube chat window then, because now I don't see it. New stream. Moved. Got a notification and all. Alright, yeah. That is what I expected. Seven Johnny's by the space depot, yes. Great. Sorry, 600 something people who are watching on YouTube. Hopefully you'll find your way back. Although it looks like some of you have moved to Twitch at the time, because that number now went way up. I guess the people who really want to watch will find their way back. And those who didn't can now finally go outside or something. Anyway, we are not going outside, we are going nowhere. It is micro slave time. We are not going anywhere today. We were thinking about doing the easy thing. We need to double red chips for blue signs. Then we need to double engines. The old blue signs area is out of commission. It's quite a nice area though. It would maybe make more sense to build a beacon setup for engines as well. But I think what we really were trying to do is figuring out if we were going to do it properly or just plop something down. If we do yellow signs as well, I will need space for that, so I'll need to do it slightly more properly than if I don't do yellow signs. That is the same. Also, I need a different amount of resources if I use productivity compared to if I use quality. That's Let's see what we got. Already more than inventory again. Maybe we should stop making quality red chips. I don't know. It might be getting out of hand a little. If we really need to, we can always make more. It's nice though to have the rare red chips in great supply. What about those? How's green chips? I think we need to stop making quality really. Because if we don't, this setup is just gonna stop working when I'm at Vulcanus. I think we need to stop using quality, making quality. It was good while it lasted. If we need more, we can always switch it back on again. It's not like it will be lost for forever. But we're kinda running out of space to store it again as well. So maybe we do make a new setup for red chips then. Yeah, okay. I think we need to stop. It's getting out of hand. Getting out of hand. We are the biters in somebody else's Factorio game. And all the streaming is just to keep us indoors. Watching TVs. No comment. Can I grab the stuff already or what? Alright. Time to stop quality then. I think it's time to stop. It's addictive. I mean, it is gambling after all. How did I get these modules? I probably snatched them out of a beacon somewhere. Yeah, out of this one. I hate that you can control click modules out of beacons. It doesn't make any sense. Alright. We've gotten the message then. No more quality. We need a proper red chip setup according to productivity. Oh, then the question is, then it gets hard though. Do we build red chips only for blue signs, or you know what, this is gonna take a while. You know, we're gonna just plop down a copy and then do it properly. So that we can start researching at 2k SPM. There is nothing else to research though. There is nothing else to research. We could research nuclear power, it would help a lot. And then we can postpone placing those 12,000 solar panels I made last stream until we don't need them anymore. For this we need to mine a single piece of uranium. What else can we possibly research? Let's just go through the list once more. There is the fast inserter part, which leads to inserter capacity bonus 2. That's a lot of research. I think it's like 600k or something. That's not nothing. 250, 450, 600k, 630 I suppose. So that will keep us occupied for a while. If I want to do this, I need to do this now, before we have any of the other science packs set up. Because if I want it later, I will have to research 600k worth of science when I have other science available to research, and now I just don't. So this is the moment to do it. This is the moment to research all kinds of obsolete technologies which we don't actually want to research, but might need to. No. Where am I gonna use the car realistically? Nowhere. I've got like fast enough legs at the moment. I think nuclear power for the next thing is not such a bad idea, actually. Although we could go laser weapon damage. That would be fine. Laser weapon damage would be fine. That's 700k by itself. It would allow my spaceship to fly faster. And it would also allow us to fight, hopefully it would allow us to fight behemoth wormed nests. Because I'm pretending like everything is fine on Nauvis, but it's really not. I mean, we cannot take on these nests just yet. That is just not possible at the current level of damage upgrade. So maybe it's fine to research in here. Do I have enough military science available though? It will require like 300k. We have 150k. Plus another 3 hours or so. So it's probably going to be alright if we do that. So laser damage is there, nuclear power is there. I cannot put it in the list because we haven't mined a piece of uranium yet. Military forest not in the list. Substations are not necessary, but they are nice. Explosive rocketry is not required. PLDs, no. And this is all purple signs already, which we cannot do. So there's literally nothing else then. It's either nuclear power, or damage upgrades, or the fast inserter part. All of those parts are roughly 600 to 800k signs. That's 2.4 million in total if we do all of them. I'm going to stay in denial that I need this. So I think we're going to go first down the laser damage part, I suppose. Let's go down the laser damage part. Alright. We need to mine one piece of uranium, then we can research nuclear power as well. I think we will ultimately, when we go to Aquilo, we cannot survive on solar panels anymore. And we're gonna have to stay there for quite a while. For now, we'll ignore everything and go laser damage. We already wanted to do laser damage since the start, basically. Car is way too late to be useful, yeah. Circuit network gates. I have the same feeling about circuit network than I do about fast inserters. Let's see if we can do it out. It's a short research away. Like less than an hour. I think we're first going to quick and dirty double blue signs so that it works, and then we can take our time to do it the proper way with productivity. I'm divided, man. I'm divided. Chain breaking force, yeah. Oh yeah, we can finally mine the stone now without building into this chunk, which is forbidden. We finally have the technology to mine that. But I'm going to repurpose this area, so how much is that? 1.7k. As long as I build it here, it should be fine. Let's do that. Cheeky stone mine. We have another cheeky stone mine to build, actually. Let me first empty out these belts. Or not, we can just do this, I suppose. This should be in my territory. Well, that's going to be 3.4k if I use crappy quality ones. I don't have crappy quality ones, so we're going to use these. It's going to be a little bit more. I don't have efficiency modules on me. Even the chest will fit. That should not have affected the chunk, because the center is in my chunk. Now I'm mining this though. Let's just quickly let it run out. Not even gonna care about power for pollution or something. We've got biter zoos to deal with pollution. I think quick and dirty doubling is the way to go. It is required for both the nuclear 800k pathway It's not required for anything really though. It is required for... This is required for biolab, but not nuclear power. 800k here, and then laser damage is another 800k. We could even... No, we cannot. Yeah. Let's just go for it like so. I think we'll do the quick and dirty thing to get blue signs up to 2k SPM. Let's first clean this up then. I don't even know what this bell does. It was the old plastic insert, I think, but it's obsolete now. Wait, that was a green chip output. Yeah, that's green chip output. That should stay. Plastics was just being... onto the belt. Plastic is gonna come from the right. I think this is fine. These inputs are okay as well. We'll see how much we have of this stuff. I don't have any of the module stuff on me, I don't think. We just go for efficiency module right now. Looks like we're stuck with the quality for now. Let's accept it. Alright, that's all connected as well. Oh yeah, we're missing a ton of everything. I don't know if I have more quality steel power lines though. We need to take a look at that. Lasers intellect below. I'm not sure I can pull. You probably can pull that off with a large enough accumulator bank. Especially at higher damage upgrades. I don't think we're at that level of damage upgrade anytime soon though. Yeah, we're out of quality power lines. How is that called? Electric pull. Alright, we made 100 so far. Let's make another 100 then. Those have carried us for quite a while. What do we need for 100 of these in rare quality? 200 steel, 200 copper cable, 400 sticks. Sticks, huh? That should be 400 sticks. This is 400 cable. 200 steel is this. The steel is the expensive part, I suppose. Alright, there we go. Do you plan to use recycles to upcycle? Yes, eventually I will. I've got a lot of stuff in the base that can be upcycled, like mainly I suppose things like these beacons. But for now it's just easier to create more rare beacons out of uncommon ingredients directly than to just recycle those. Since I've got all those chests of stuff laying around over there. Not really sure how to deal with that. Alright, let me do this. That should help a bunch. Alright. Throw it, throw it. This chest is full, alright. I suppose we'll throw it in here then. I would like some extra red belts again. And what else? I think we're gonna use rare chests then for the green chips here as well, since it looks like productivity is gonna be a thing. Double red chips. Editing Mike will have to fake this. Just deconstruct it and then Control Z it back into place, but we don't. Alright, now we'll see what we still will be missing. Uncommon beacons. What the heck? Alright, I'll upgrade these to rares. These as well. Because they just use less power. Okay, they are too powerful for the application, that's fine. We don't really care about that. We care about power usage. Alright. So theoretically, that is kind of doubled. We'll upgrade these to rare chests as well, because they might have to be running for a while. I could just do a small logistics network and have bots like pick them up out of these chests into other chests, but yeah. I might just switch for efficiency modules before I leave for Vulcanus. So let's make the most out of it now that we still can. We're gonna ditch the... Mark 1 common quality green chip collection. We've got 6 chests full of those. Have no real reason to use them. What do we? Yeah, we might actually. We might. Who knows? We'll make more solar panels or something. I'll just leave it there. It's fine. Not that those 6 chests are gonna destroy me. Now for the ingredients, though. Sure. We need a full belt of copper cable, a full red belt of copper cable for each belt of red chips. I think we're just going to go red belts here as well. Combine this into a red belt. Make it a bit cleaner. Alright. Okay. This is gonna mess things up a little for a little bit. Alright, that's the second red belt. This should be another plastics belt, I think. No, plastics actually should come in over here, apparently. Good, we left a belt of space. That's gotta be plastics, not this one. This is gonna be more copper cable. As well as this one. Right. Technically we should have the plastics production to pull this off. I hope that is true. Where are we going? This one is supposed to be going in here. This is obsolete. So sure, that's plastics. Now just green chips. We just cut off some of the copper cable source for green chips. I think we're not gonna build out more to the left for now. Let's just reinstate what was here. Now we have 8 of those. 8 of those for red chips directly. How many do we need for green chips? That's a good question. So this eats up 9 a second, but it produces 4.5. We need to produce 15 only. This is going to be a weird sum. Okay, so this can produce 18 a second. Let's count. It can produce 18 a second. It has 13% quality. So how many normal does it produce? It produces 15.6 normal ones. So slightly more normal ones than we need at 15. I thought it would be more significant, but it's not. So we do need almost the full copper amount then. I could feed in like a red belt of copper per green chip set. That should be right. That should be right, actually. Because if you look at the ratios, 2 green circuits contain 6 copper cables. But we get 50% productivity, so it's only 4 copper cables. That does not account for the quality thing though. So I would say we need 5 belts of copper cable to supply this, which is annoying. I might only keep quality in red chips then. Green chips is also quite easy to just make straight up. And we got way more of the green chips than of the red chips. But if we want blue chips, man, if we want quality blue chips, we need a ton of green chips, so that is the issue. I'm not sure about what to do there. How many do we have left here? 2. That's 2. 4. Let's just get rid of it for now. Six. 8. Takes too much time. Wait. We do have the belt in place. 8. 9. That is then the extra one. That could be the extra one for green chips. Now we just feed this into these 4 belts again. Then we gotta redo iron. Kinda have to draw empty this belt. Do we? Or do we? That's a good question. Maybe we don't. Maybe just side load. And just keep using half the belt. I don't know, maybe we'll need only 1.5 belt of iron. 3 iron times 16. So bringing in 5 belts of 4.5 belts of copper cable, and I need a ratio of 3 to 9. Yeah, that's 1.5 belt of iron. And I completely disconnected copper apparently. There we go. So 1.5 belt of iron. I think this was producing 1.5 belt already. 11, 11, 11, 11. Yeah, that was 45 iron, if I remember correctly. So if we're all about the temporary stuff, that should be good enough already. We have to output priority the right then. Because the right belt was a full belt. And this just goes on here. So that is what we need. Alright. That's back to 4.5 red and 1.5 iron, I suppose. Back to 4 red and 1 iron. That is what we. That is the amount of things we were using when we still had the old red chip area for 1k SPM. And now we have the same stuff for 2k SPM thanks to the EM plans apparently. Hopefully that mod is right. You cannot put wire on the belt. The point where people got angry about gears on the belt is already long past us. So we gotta bring in some new ways to annoy people. I'm gonna assume that that belt doesn't do anything. Before this goes anywhere, I think we'll redistribute this a bit. Alright, stop it completely. I think the 5 belts of copper cable just need to come in on this height then. Flip these around. Trying to save myself a little bit of pain from picking up stuff. I think that is already fine. Ah, this belt. Right. Reconnect that. We're just gonna go under these belts here. So that's gonna be 5. Copper cable belts. Do we separate out the iron here then? Looks like we do. Something like that. And then the iron will basically have to do something like this. 2 belts of iron. Flip it around. Alright, so that's the right ratio then. So we got 8 inputs then. One of these is gonna go in each red chip setup, and then the helper one is just gonna help out. It has to split into 4. Input priority then from the main belt. Here as well. Help out. Help out. Help out. And iron is already properly split. That should be it for iron. Fairly annoying. Alright, I see no other option than to make these bridges. Everybody's favorite way of crossing an underground. That should be red chips on. Red chips doubled. Alright, so that's red chips doubled. I think. Let's take a look if it actually works. Alright, bottom helper line still needs the belt. Copper cables on the belt. Is that still relevant, or did I just ignore chat for too long again? Missing a belt. Does appear so. Yeah, this has to be connected. This is not working properly because of insert on near side of the belt priority. Oh, that's a problem. This basically means that we want this to help out only the far side of the belt. Does it? Well, at least the red chips are coming out of the other end. But maybe it's okay. We'll wait for analyzing this, but I think we have to load this a little bit different. Gotta try to keep the main belts moving at all time. This is only a half a belt though, so maybe it's alright. Anyway, let's first connect the second red chip belt up to science then. We have belts below here. Below here, so looks like red chips is gonna be here then. All still fairly temporary. Also, we don't need these weird joiners anymore, I don't think. We don't have the half belts anymore. We literally just sideload this. Should be fine. No more of that garbage. Ah, we are still offloading. We should not need to do that anymore, I don't think. We'll see if we don't need to do that anymore. Temporary stuff. Let's just cross the belts like a maniac. There's one yellow belt in there. Probably chat already told me 6 times. There's a yellow belt in the second row of red chips. Counting from the top, thanks. I usually only see it after I also see it myself, and then I have the look up of shame. So, how is power doing anyway? About the same as the peers. Oh, the blue science belt there is obsolete now. And here we'll have to switch it around a bit, I suppose. And this is going to be the other one for sulfur and engines. I know red chips is not adjacent. I'll try to switch around. I'll try to symmetrize sulfur and engines then as well. Should not be too hard. I do need a full belt of engines, but that is... that's going to be slightly later. There we go. At least it's symmetric. There's something. I have too many engines on me. Let's throw them in the chest then. Alright, so red chips is doubled. Copper cable is sufficient. Plastics should be sufficient. Iron, while not up to the modern standards, is sufficient, theoretically. I think I would like to bring this up to standard though. Let's see what we can do with our new toys. We can probably go down to regular quality Foundry now. What we need is, we need 11.25. That 11.25 times 4 equals 45. Only rare beacons. And we need them powered. Okay. So first of all, let's get it up to speed. 11.2. Alright, that's not gonna stay that way. The more beacons we add without modules inside, the more speed is gonna drop again. I have a good feeling about this alternating pattern stuff. That is kinda helping me out a lot. 10.1. Energy. Alright, we do need more actual efficiency beacons on this one. Plus 13. Let's see if we can go 10 beacons. Yes, minus 80 and 10.8. 10.8 is not fast enough. Yeah, if I use better... If I use the better foundries, I can probably get up to 15 a second from a single one. It is 15 a second, but it's not reducing enough. Minus 17. Minus 42. Okay, we're exactly at minus 80. It does 14 a second. 14 iron a second. That's not as good as I was hoping that it would be. This is still better than what I have now. Can place them closer by next to each other as well, like such. It's fast enough though, it is fast enough. I could probably even use normal foundries if I just add one more beacon to the... maybe one or two beacons to the last one. That's 11.3. Yeah. Can encase it perhaps. 11.0. 12.1. It's going to be a bit difficult to balance this properly. I'm overthinking this. I don't even want to use that much good modules on this, especially not... Boy, this track is getting a bit annoying. Let's go to the next one with a fade out. Alright, this was necessary. It produces 14 a second. Four of those. I think if we use this pattern instead, that will alternate quite nicely. We should be able to downgrade to these modules then. (12.7, 12.4, 12.0). Okay, that's perfect. That's 48. We need 45. So we'll go with that. Alright, so that's the setup. There we go. We'll get the beacons back from here. So I suppose let's rotate these so they stop consuming iron. And then they'll empty out. That's the plan. I mean, it's iron. Guess I can grab it. So that's the new temporary iron setup then. Just have to figure out how it outputs. Oh, wait. Oh. No, no, no. We cannot do this. We cannot output this fast enough. Alright, back you go. We cannot output that fast enough. $14 a second. How many inserters do I need for 14 a second? Let me quickly look up my table. No, it's only 12 a second or something, right? It was 12 a second. That is 9 inserters. Okay, we can do 9 inserters. We can exactly fit 9 inserters, so we are good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we need to do the annoying thing where the pipe is on the outside. I don't like that. But it's for a good cause. Alright. The inserters do 27 items a second, so I can sideload all of this on a red belt, sideload all of this on a red belt. Same for here, same for here. That should be the 2 red belts we need. Alright. Then we're almost ready to replace it. Power line still. Technically we need only these. That should do the trick. Alright, that is old iron gone then. New iron. New iron. Less beacons. Only 22 instead of 49. Is this an important power connection? Yeah, very. It's extremely important. This is not connected to anything else anywhere. That is really bad. Let's go first fix that. Alright, this probably doesn't mind being connected to some other stuff as well, like on this side downwards. For now. It doesn't look nice. Can we just use a wooden power line or something? Okay, starting to run out finally, the copper mine there. Alright, that's connected as well. So now we have a couple redundant connections to this side. We can cut this open without losing power to everything. So now it's new iron time. Missed 1 inserter on the third foundry, alright. Doesn't read chat again. It's good I have bots, man. If I didn't have bots, I would just not keep up at all. There we go. Cut it. We align it with something. If we have the pipes outside, this belt can go around as well. This is not obsolete just yet. Alright, new iron. Minus 80% energy foundries with max productivity. Nice. 83% towards the clever. This should do the thing again with the output priority stuff. Output priority should be on the right. Because that's the full belt. Alright, that should start up red chips again. Now we have actually got red chips sorted. That was the easy part. How many months before the level ending? I don't know if you mean in-game months or actual months, but I hope you don't mean actual months. We have enough iron now. I already should have done this. Where we start to collect iron again. Do we though? Are we done collecting steel? We still need to build many spaceships, I suppose, so maybe we want to keep collecting iron while we can. Because man, those big spaceships, they come with a hefty platform price. This is 8.8k platforms at 20 steel per platform. That's 200k steel for this spaceship, just for the floor. And then these things also aren't very cheap. That's another like 6 or 7k platforms in there. So yeah, we do want to keep collecting steel if we can, as long as we got surplus iron coming in, which I think we do. This is hardly moving. We've got 4 red belts incoming. Are we even using all iron from space? Kind of. Yeah, we don't have that many asteroids stacked up here. This is the... Are we using all of our iron bank? It looks like we are using most of our iron. Alright, I do have enough space to at least now like design some stuff. Like red chips with productivity module, eventually we'll do that. Let's clean this up slightly. And then this plastics can come in. That can come in there, but let's bring it here then. Oh wait, there was some temporary plastics going up to rocket cars as well. Slightly cleaner, not much, but it's something. Alright. Hopefully that is all the red chips we need. Science is a bit wobbly now. Then there's two more questions. The easy question is sulfur. Are we gonna keep producing it here, or am I just going to produce it here as well? Technically, if I make one red belt of sulfur, that's enough sulfur for the entire playthrough. I could use one of these belts to bring it in. I think for now I'm just gonna make it in the base though. We'll see. We can get rid of all of this stuff now. The old iron gear and pipe production. We can also get rid of the science storage. We can also get rid of red chip storage, I think. Where is it still going? Oh, we're sideloading this belt. Let's stop doing that. This doesn't look like it's enough red chips. It does appear to be enough though. 1180... No, it's not quite enough. .2 a second times 20 machines should be 24. 24 a second. Of those, 11.8% is going to be quality. So this is the other 88.2%, which is going to remain standard quality. That's 21.168 a second. Times 60, that's 1270 regular ones per minute. How much does blue science need? I don't think blue science at 900 SPM would need that much. Of course we are not doing 900 SPM, we're making way more. Making a little more. But for 900 SPM, this is the number we are looking for. 1270 is our production. Blue science needs 1.5 belt divided by blue science productivity. 1144. So this is actually We should be overproducing red chips here. 125 minutes, but I suppose we're producing more than... I'm gonna say we're producing more than 1062 blue signs a minute at the moment. Or are we? No, we're not. Some figures are off here. Hey, thanks Honk Get Bonk for the Prime subscription. What's the end goal of the game? Reach the edge of the solar system. We might go Mega Base after that if I feel like it's possible to overcome the hump. Mega Base requires you to research a whole bunch of infinite technologies to get to a powerful stage. Way more science than you need to get to the edge of the solar system. So we'll see if it's possible to get over that hump and become infinitely powerful or not. What is my problem here then? Is my problem just the number of assemblers or what's going on? I have the wrong modules in here. Doesn't appear so. Maybe Red Chips is just backing up. Red Chips is still backing up. Maybe it's backing up slowly. And I'm just limited by... Yeah, I'm only feeding like half the stuff here. Alright. Let's not worry about it. We'll worry about it once it's fully built and then we can actually say something useful about it. At the moment though, I'm just blabbering nonsense. I think it's time to do some redecorating around here. Make some space and then we'll put engines back, possibly with quality modules as well. I would really like some quality engines to come in automatically. Although, do I need to? I can make quality engines out of quality pipes, quality gears and steel here, right here. Maybe it's not really required to go quality engines. I do want to step away from productivity for the moment because it's very power consuming. Although we're not really using a lot of steam power at the moment. Alright, no matter. It's time to rip this part up, man. I think we're first gonna go back to the base to rebalance my signs a bit. Got some space signs. Got some military signs. I'll just throw it in there. Do I even want the modules and stuff? I think at the moment, no. At the moment we want to clean up, so we don't need any of this. Alright, so I'm gonna switch off that group. Yeah, you can put them in the output of an assembler, yes. Planning to add concrete to the base. This is still a starter base, so no, not really. Copper wires aren't inserted fast enough. The inserters seem to rest between every... Wire belt is flowing, and inserters seem to be resting between insertions. These ones. The last one doesn't run constantly. I think production is fine. Or I think the setup works fine. At least. Alright. So what do I want to take? We're gonna be doing some red belting. So let's take some of those with some undergrounds. And I think that's about it. Let's also... No new foundries, recyclers, drills, implants, nothing of that is gonna get built now. So we can leave that out. Or keep the inserters. Yeah, let's go like this. Could divide it over. Oh, this is gonna lead to trouble. Gotta get all the sulfur off of here then. Right. And one of these has stuff being flipped halfway through. I think. Or does it? Maybe not. Ah, maybe not. Maybe it's fine. If I do this hand feeding all the time with surplus stuff in my inventory, it's not gonna help the balance of the signs a lot, so I cannot really draw good conclusions of how much SPM we're actually doing if I sometimes starve a belt by reconnecting it and other times just add to a belt and that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit meh. Anyway, time for a redesign. Engine area redesign. Okay, I think we're first just gonna rip up everything that does not need to be here anymore. Starting with the good old engine ingredient producers, which have produced a ton of stuff. Hundreds of thousands of products finished on these assemblers, look at that. 680,000 pipes made. Early game. The science spaghetti. Yeah. That's good stuff. It's gonna look awesome when it's all full. Alright. Iron gears. Yeah, these guys have finished 870,000 gears each. Goodbye. Thank you for your service. They've enjoyed their pension for long enough. old obsolete storage facilities for things like engines, gears and pipes and quality. Is this a super important power connection? I think power goes all the way around. It does, but I would have already disconnected this power. This though, this is only powered from the area, which I'm now going to like. This is gonna stay, but let's just put the power line out to the left top there, because this is not great. That's the only connection here. This is gonna disappear as well. I think the most reliable thing which is gonna stay is actually there. Alright, power detour. Okay. We made our very first rare blue chips in these assemblers, you know, to get the first power armor, I think. Rip and goodbye. The entire area is kinda obsolete. Alright, yeah, let's first slash out everything that does not need to be there. I think including these engines on the belt, we can still forward those in. Where are they coming from? They're coming from over here. So let's try to eat those up again. Eat faster. Why are these not working? Target. Right. Alright, what else is obsolete? Red chip feeding. Okay, we're gonna need to run around a bit. I suppose that could be new red chips. Let's use normal chests. At least we used up most of those. Not too bad to keep some on hand. Although some people would say define some. Alright, that's the last of it. Okay, it's 8 chests. I'll put to the other end. Right. Lights go off symbolically. I'm gonna grab that entire overflow belt, I think. Now I'm following it. Both of these are obsolete, the blue signs and red chip thing. Yeah, before we reroute anything, we'll just literally first take everything apart that is no longer necessary. All the dead belts which are not doing anything, those can go. I think this was the old coal belt, bringing coal to the steam power plant. Alright, we'll leave that be over there. It's starting to look a bit clearer already. Old blue signs feed out. Our Mark 1 assembler, which made sure we had the nice 1000 signs per minute figure, exactly 1000 signs per minute for 50 hours or so. Thanks to this assembler making up the difference. Without productivity modules, nothing. It completed only 9096 recipes compared to the 27,000 on all of these science assemblers. But it's time for you to go as well. Alright. The massive red chip storage area. See you later, alligator. This was the old blue signs and purple signs storage area, depending on what era of the game you were looking at. Rip that one as well. Let's make one save in between for editing Mike. Some of the old belts going to rocket parts. We're gonna have to switch on rocket parts at some point. Oh, we're back at Vulcanus with a ship, which means we are loading calcite, 8500 out of 30k on board. And we're slowly dropping the LDSs and blue chips as they are needed. That should exactly match up in the end. Yeah, sometimes I reverse a belt, because these days you can remotely stop something from flowing and enable it again without actually being there. If you deconstruct the belt though, you cannot do that. Well, normal people can because they have bot networks everywhere, but I can't, so I'll just flip a belt instead. Now you have the moral dilemma: does that count like a normal person bingo square? And if not, does that one count? Right. Starting to look more bare bones. Batteries no longer. Sulfuric acid, not needed. Neither is this sulfur guy. Oh god, I got 4. Why do I have all these chests of sulfur? What did I expect to need it for? Oh, I remember now. The great science rebuild without without stopping any of the sciences. Forgot about that. We'll try to just feed it out onto the belt. Right. It has to lay on the bottom of the belt. Okay, so that gets fed out. Let's stop these then. We have to double this anyway. This is going to be enough sulfur for a while. Maybe we can use that opportunity to get rid of the sulfur belts here as well. And then it looks like we can make it a lot easier to reroute some of the stuff which will be coming in. It's not gonna move. No? Right. Oh, I deleted a pipe. It was this water pipe. That is not doing anything. Where's the sulfuric acid even going? Oh, it's going up to... Oh, wait a second. We do need sulfuric acid if we want to make rocket parts on this planet. Perhaps this is not such a bad setup then. No, 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 no. That is a bad idea. But we don't have iron on site anymore. It is just it is only for blue chips, so it's not going to be a lot. But we gotta keep it there. I think I'll just try to put all sulfur down here then. That means we need to get rid of this stuff. I'm going to need to bring that away anyway. 6 pieces. So that's gonna mean we need it's located slightly not great. We could put it more on the corner. I'm just gonna keep it here temporarily. No, it's only temporary. Alright, so we need 3 uncommon chemical plants, and then we need some way to bring that onto 2 engine bells. It would be kinda nice if this was out of the way. Alright. So this is coming next to my base edge over here, so I think I am going to build it out straight, then just send it in. Maybe not, maybe it can go this corner here. It is a little bit annoying with the power line being here, especially since we're going to need 2 belts of pipes. That is going to be an issue if we do it this way. Only do need 1 belt of gears though. Not really sure how to do it. There's no real benefit to just going straight. If we put the power line there instead, it's going to be very easy. I don't even know if I probably want to move pipe and gear production back to in this corner, perhaps, with the foundries, because then I only need to bring in a pipe of molten iron instead of belting all the stuff out here. So that means I'm not going to invest too much time into making sure this loops around nicely. Currently I've got only 1 belt of pipes anyway. So we'll throw it through the mess over here. And only here we are actually dividing it. I have no idea what I was doing here, so I'm just gonna bring my pipes back in here. And gears. Back in here, I suppose. Alright, and then I just have to stop them flowing here. It's already happening. No, except pipes, because I messed up. That's gears. That's pipes. Into the existing setup at least. Not that this is a great setup, not anymore for this area, but we need something. We need something. Okay, so now this is obsolete as well. Let's give the bots a free recharge for making him pick up a billion things off of the belt. There's some pipes on the gear belt. Some, I think some is fine. If not, we'll pick it up later. Alright, that's looking a lot cleaner. Those mining drills have mined up that last little bit of stone, so let's add another 2 chests or so. My inventory is full, I think I need to go clean that. Sulfur is being loaded out nicely. And feeding on 350 hours. Okay, we're not done. Still need to mine 492 ore. Drills are just too powerful. That's gonna be 1500 stone. That's only half. we mined only half. That's gonna require another chest for sure. I can throw some of the stuff away, like the pipes and the engines. Oh, I think I need to change this out myself, the recipe, not just copy this on top. Because if I do, check that from far away. Yeah, this is just gonna go in the trash slot, and the inserter is just gonna output everything on the belt. That's probably not desirable. If I walk by it myself, it goes into my inventory instead. There's stuff in here. Now that stuff is in my inventory. Will you be using Foundries to melt ore after you go to Gleba? If I can get away with it, I will not make anything iron or copper related on Gleba. I'm gonna ship in rocket parts from Volgora or something. The biofuel we can make on site, that isn't iron or copper, that's just the plant stuff. I'm gonna have some surplus anyway. But blue chips and low density structures I'm gonna ship in. Rocket fuel I'm gonna make on site. And then I'm only gonna make science packs. Science packs and nothing else. At least not until we need carbon fiber for Aquilo or something. I don't even know how you make carbon fiber. Does that require something? What does that require? Don't even know where to look for that. Here it is. Carbon. You can get it from spoilage, can you not? So carbon fiber also doesn't need iron or copper at least. I don't think anything is stopping me then. Why do you need carbon fiber anyway? We're not having stack inserters, no foundations. Ah, quantum processors, right, those are required for something. What are they required? They are not required for science, are they? No, those are only required for building stuff. Ah, they are required for medium science. Okay, but that's post-endgame. That is post-endgame stuff. So we don't need to worry about that. Just need to make a handful, so... But yeah, anyway, it is not iron or copper. I think we can get away with iron and copperless glabber. I think it's time for us to at least hook up sulfur again. So we need to clear out the inventory anyway. Let's go. Base. And we'll pick up 3 more uncommon chemical plants. If we can find those somewhere. I should have a chest which has a lot of mixed uncommon stuff. I insist to keep it uncommon. Maybe I did something with it. Let's first call up the bots. Come on, bots. Do the things. Oh, dang it. I need to grab that then. The bots will bring me too much. Oh, I thought you were done. Still no. I've researched stack size upgrade as well. Especially for you. Alright, that's it then. Ah, here they are. 1, 2, 3. Nice, we don't have to make him. Assembly machine Mark 1. Alright, yeah, we got sulfur. That should be enough sulfur for our needs. 2.6 a second. We will stick to the uncommon theme then. We might as well go full uncommon bonanza. Alright. I have... It's basically just going to be one red belt of sulfur total. I think I'm not going to overthink it for once. And this will do me just fine. Oh, we already need to put that on there. Alright. We'll get rid of the sulfur ourselves as well. How is it going? 1200 SPM. Because we are messing with it all the time. I have to be careful to not block up one of these assemblers. I don't think I can do that anymore. But if one inserter grabs two different things, and it is starved of one and it is not operating, it can, if this grabs a plastic and I just throw a full stack of plastic in there, the inserter can no longer insert the plastic, and if the machine was not running, it now can never pick up a green chip again. So the machine is going to be stuck without green chips, and the plastic is going to hover above the machine for forever. It's possible to soft lock a machine like that until you come around to reset it yourself. Alright, now I'm curious if I did not mess this up. I think did I mess it up? No, these are expansion chunks, so these get updated. So this is fine. This should never get updated. This is the expansion chunks are in my base here, so these are gonna get ripped. Those were already ripped, so everything is still fine. Right. Really efficiency modules, huh? Man, I was muted. Yeah, sorry about that. I guess you got a bingo square there, but again, some loud police car or something came by and I muted myself for a bit. Alright, what did I say? I thought I was gonna need to pick it up by hand, but temporarily I can just put a chest there. Before we double engines from this area, I think we're gonna figure out how much pipes and gears we need and build that into this corner here, which originally was for pipes and gears before Foundries. I'm going to have a quick look at my Excel, just myself this time. I won't flash you with the white lights again. Just how many stuff I need for blue signs. We have 2 productivity modules on blue signs, 18% productivity bonus. That means we don't need 1800 engines, but only 1525 a minute, so that's quite a discount. Then the question is, do I productivity pod mod engine or no? I think no. I would rather quality module those. That's a lot of quality modules though. How many engines do I even need for make mining drills? What else do I need engines for at all? Some space stuff, I suppose. I feel I'm probably better off at making quality engines at the electric engine level. Just gonna be a beacon set up again, probably. It's gonna make things easier if I just efficiency module engines. Also, I'm going to not need to do the power thing. How's military science going? We are 90% through Gleba now. 234k. I think we're on schedule to be able to research both laser damage 3 and 4 without running out of military science. So that is the next 700k science at 2k SPM covered, I think. I should overestimate production a bit. Let's say I do want to put quality modules inside. I'm going to need surplus engines to replace the ones that have quality. I think it's probably the easiest to just make quality engines. I have a ton of green chips which I can use to make quality electric engines directly, instead of gambling from the common materials, which is not really working out that well. Quality module. It's 2%. I'm likely to use the uncommon ones. There's 5.2% quality. I could do one quality module and one efficiency module. It would be 2.6% quality. I don't need a ton of engines, and I'm gonna make a ton because I'm gonna be creating 1500 engines a minute. Even if it's just 2% uncommon, let's say 2% uncommons in there and there, it's gonna be 30 a minute. Yeah, okay. One quality module is fine. So we'll do this. Put an engine. I don't have modules on me. Dang it. One quality, one efficiency. If I put one quality module in there, that means I need to oversupply 2.6% resources, because I will be making 2.6% quality stuff. So I'm just going to pretend my engines have a minus 3% productivity bonus. And that means I'll need approximately 1600 gears. Ah, that is annoying figures. Ah no, it's not annoying. A full belt is 1800, Mike, not 1500. So yeah, 1600 gears and 1600 pipes. That is what we're looking at per minute. Alright. Now that we know that, I think we can go take a look at the foundry. First, let's do 1600 divided by seconds. 26 per minute. I overestimated this a little. $1,560. That's not enough. No, we actually need 1600. So we're looking for 26 2/3. 27 perhaps. That is kind of good enough, isn't it? 2 of those is 27 already. Really? How is that possible, man? Oh wait, that's pipes. Oh yeah, still. I know it's pipes. Yeah, pipes needs to be doubled. So this needs to be doubled. It's gears we need 27 a minute of. So basically we need to double this and we're good to go. Which is as easy as just this around the beacon. We should be good. Okay, we can compactify that a little. Before we do that though, then we need the module package from the bots. Bots, where's my module package? Somewhere over here. Beacons and modules. Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind. We're gonna need to output like 15 seconds kind of stuff, so I probably want extra. Probably want a bunch of extra of these inserters. As well as those. The rest we're gonna be fine. More red bells. Always more red bells. Oh! What the? Okay, that went very well. I suppose, yes. Keep going. Actually, no, we also need undergrounds and splitters to upgrade into red. So let's not transform all stuff into red belts directly. Alright, I think we can do better. But we don't need to. We can do better, but we don't need to. 13.7 times 2 is 27 point something. That's fine. We literally want... one beacon with 6 of these plants if I can. Let's try something. It is regular quality, right? So 2 pipe makers. We need to output 13.7. It can be done by not quite 10 inserters. I think it's close enough. go for some extra productivity, but I don't think it's worth it. And then gears, we need 2 of those. All of them, can those all be affected by the same beacon? They can. Oh, exactly. That is nice. Single beacon should put us to minimum pollution. Give me any power. Powering the beacon just to see where we're at. Minus 29. Minus 29. Oh, we are 51% away from reaching minimum, and this one is 52%. It just works out exactly. We can even do long-handed inserters to be sure. We can upgrade that later. We can do long-handed on the far side. Let's go with short-handed for now. This actually produces only 1 belt of gears, so all of this can be side-loaded. I can probably even compactify it further. Iron pipe could just come through the middle. Then we just go back to here. That does create an impenetrable barrier here though. That is not great. I suppose then it's better to be less symmetric. That comes out here. Gonna have to do some shenanigans though. There's gonna be a barrier there. It's just the way it is. Just have to keep myself from walking in. So let's try to close it off completely then. Just gonna do this to make it look for myself that I cannot go through there. Something like that. Now the bell doesn't fit through anymore. Or does it? It does. At least this one. Pipes. I need the beacon power though. I need to have the beacon power or I lose the stats. 13.7. Compactify. Power lines. No, we cannot power that from one side. Looks like we have to go. We'll have to go a bit deeper. Just for a power line, really? We might. It's even too far to bridge. Does not even power everything. Alright, then we need something different. This is the closest by we can get. Okay, we're gonna need power on the outside then. So be it. There goes the compact setup. I need all the inserters though. I need all of them. One, two, three, four, five, six. Alright, power on the outside, so be it. I think we'll stick with these expensive ones though. One tile away from being connected there, of course. With a beacon. Looks like we're almost coming back to the same setup, except that except for that one. Oh, so be it. So be it. That looks okay in the map though. It should be good enough. Let's copy it. Don't want to cut it. Can you sideload the top right corner of the pipe and gear belts? I don't need to sideload it because it's doing less than 15 a second. So I'm not relying on a compressed belt, which means there's always space to output it. We won't have the issues like the normal issues. Where's my pipe gonna come in from though? It appears that the pipe is gonna come in from that side. A little weird, but okay. I will lose that connection if I do that, so I don't really want to do that. Could do another one of these. I think that looks cleaner, and then bring it up over here, especially because this sticks out in front of here as well. Now the iron just comes in over here. Our stuff goes out over here. I think that is how we'll do it. Just need to bring molten iron over here, which is going to be another spaghetti fest, I suppose. Far enough away from that remote area. We have not run into any issues just yet, at least not any issues I'm aware of. Okay, we're getting to Volgora. How's it going with the power? We still have plenty. Because we're going at a blazing 15 kilometers a second. Between 15 and 20. We are on the way to Volgora to load up on low density structures and processing units. We should still have a lot. It is not being replenished though, so it is not an infinite supply. Yeah, we have 18k of both left though, so that's quite a couple of trips before we need to do anything about that. Nice. That is 2k SPM gears and pipes for engines, believe it or not. Easy. Does that stretch? Yes. That's a temporary power line though. If that was not there, this could maximum go to here. Alright. Then we connect this again and we have the around connection restored again, so we are less at risk of ruining stuff. I think we'll connect this first, just with a temporary pipe. Sure, here is as good of a place as anywhere. Almost there then. Everything just barely reaches. Oh, it's too long. Look at that. Fine, we won't need any extreme amount anyway, I don't think. Let's count. This absorbs 90 a second per machine, so in total that's 540 a second, which is way less than 1200 a second. So this should be good. Yeah, let's test it. We cannot really test it, I suppose. It's just going to stop here, but let's see how it works. And it's backed up. I think that's going to work out well. Alright. That means we probably also want the steel belt to come out here, which means we might be able to do this instead. Then just have the steel belt come in the middle. Because we need 2 sets of engines, 1 set of gears, 1 set of steel. Steel, does that have a fixed part already? I'm not sure. I think it kinda does. Okay, well, output priority to the left now. Temporarily. If I put gears over here instead. We can use the bottom. Alright, so there's our engine package. We're getting somewhere. It's the last ingredient before we have doubled blue signs as well. Top sign is going to be a nightmare. 9 lanes of steel, 52 lanes of iron. We'll see about that. If we're looking at our current steel, this is basically a red belt of steel now. So 9 belts is not going to be that bad. It's just going to be like this except for steel. Alright, I think it's time for dinner break soon, so I don't really want to get into redoing that. Is there anything else we can quickly do? I suppose we could look at how many engine assemblers we need, because it's going to change. We want the configuration of a crappy quality module combined with probably a crappy quality efficiency module. I think that's 0.11 a second, but that's not really accurate. This goes at crafting speed 1.2. Let's first look at how many engines we will need. So we want to create 1800 blue science packs a minute. Every science pack costs 1 engine, but there's productivity in blue science, so we actually need only 1525 engines per minute. So that's the number we are looking for. If we divide that by 60, get a total amount of 25.42 engines a minute. Alright, 25.42. Let's write it in a tag. 25.43. We'll round up a minute. That is figure 1. Alright, how many is a machine actually producing? Engines is a 10-second recipe, which means we produce 6 per minute at crafting speed 1. Looks like we're going to the per minute again. So 6 per minute at crafting speed 1. We're actually going at crafting speed 1.14. Is that accurate? 1.2 times 0.95. Yeah, that's exactly accurate. Okay, so 6 per minute. So this machine does 6.84 a minute. There's no productivity involved this time in engines, but there is quality involved. We have a 2.6% chance to make quality, so we need to multiply this by 0.974. That is the chance that's a normal one. So actually making only 6.66 engines a minute. I see a sign here. This setup is going to be diabolical. we have a little bit of randomization, but the belt buffer should catch that a little. We'll pretend it's we get slightly less, so 6.66 instead of, we'll just lose the last 3 digits. 6.66 engines a minute, and we need 1523 a minute. 1523 divided by 6.66 means we need 229 assemblers. I expected something like that, but it still hits me a little. I mean, we've got a lot of assemblers here, and we were about to double it. I think something is off. Is productivity off, or what is going on? Why is it only 140? How much are these making? 0.12. 12. It should be fairly similar then. Ah no, it's exactly on point. 114 is half of 228, so that is where it's coming from. So it looks like it's correct. We just need to double it over here, which means we can go slightly less deep. It's probably the easiest then to just double this. You can just cheat and not put quality in everything. Or we can like... Oh no, that is actually... it's perfect. It's perfect. $114. And just put those back. Because that's where the mouse over is going to be. We need slightly more than we needed before. Okay, if it's going to be divided in 6 rows, each row needs 38 assemblers. Or 39 rather. So we have to basically build it out until this is the front edge. This is the front edge. So we can actually make it flat. We can delete this. We can keep this. And we should be slightly overproducing. Gotta be a little bit careful with how we put the resources in, but in general I don't even need to remember that. That is just, I need to cut it off at the front of blue signs here. That's amazing. Right. So how do we do the transition? I think we'll first switch on the bottom side with the new resources, then starve the top side, then get rid of the old inputs here, and then just reconnect it properly, something like that. Why quality and beacons don't go together? Actually, it's not true. Got some quality and beacons here. The tooltip used to be wrong. It's fixed in the newer version, but I haven't upgraded to it yet. So here you can see quality is still 11.8% out of the 16% that is possible. So we're losing 4.2% quality because of the speed up effect, which is pretty acceptable given that these machines work almost twice as fast as... They work probably like 3 times faster than without the beacons, because the quality modules slow them down a bit as well. Alright, so basically 6 times 39. Hopefully I'll remember that after the break. It is good I do this today and not next Friday, because then I really would have messed it up. But need 6 times this amount. So we're gonna keep this deep. We're gonna keep this deep. We're gonna cut off this. The entire front will be flat. This weird outcrop space in my base is filled to the brim. Literally not a single tile left unused. It is absolutely glorious. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, that's gonna look pretty nice, I think, once it's all up. Then we just gotta feed it in. 15 minutes away from Gleba, we're about to double blue signs then. We got red chips, we got sulfur, we've got the necessary oil. Hopefully it's not full again. It is almost full again, but not quite. Pipes here are still empty. So hopefully we'll be just in time to start up blue signs at double the rate, and hopefully that will mean for the first time in who knows how long. Production has been under overconsumption, but I don't know for how long, for forever basically. That's not true, for over 50 hours though. But now blue signs is going to double, that is hopefully gonna change. I'm begging to start using more oil than I can produce from my infinite depleted sources, so I can start breaking down some of these tanks again, man. This is just too much oil. Alright, it's gonna be useful though, it's gonna be useful. I'm going to save here. It's not quite done a breach set, so I'll look through chat a bit before heading off. Too much oil. There is no such thing as too much oil, but there is though. There is. I mean, I have never built 2000 tanks before to store oil. The thing is though, for those of you who are wondering why, I can produce the oil I need live. That's absolutely no problem. I don't need to do that. Oil works different from all other resources though. So oil basically doesn't run out. Oil just starts at a certain yield and then it goes down to 1/5 of that yield, and then it produces that minimum yield for forever. Which basically means I've got like 6 or so of these infinite producing, fully depleted oil sources around the map. You can see it in the graph. If you take the 250 hour graph and look at oil, you can see it. I hooked up a source, it depletes to 0. Hooked up a new source, it's not to 0, it depletes to minimum. And every time that minimum is higher. And it just doesn't deplete further after that anymore. Here we added some beacons, so there's the jump. This is all minimum infinite production. We could produce it live, but that means we need to start tapping into fresh oil sources which are still to deplete. So why would we do that if we can still use the depleted minimum production oil sources, right? The thing is though, since this is free production, this will never diminish beyond 10.5 oil per second anymore. We want to keep that production going at all times, because if this production is not working at any one moment, it just means that this production, which eventually is going to kick in, it's going to kick in sooner. So that is why we have been doing stupid stuff, trying to keep oil flowing into the tanks forever, because we're about to double blue signs. That's going to tip the balance into more consumption than production, and then we're going to add on yellow signs, and then it's really going to, with yellow signs at 2k SPM, then it's really going to drink the oil at a very high pace, and we will need to hook up more oil sources for that eventually, I'm pretty sure. Can you count it as a bingo square? Obscure game mechanics? Yeah, I suppose. Alright, I've blabbered on for long enough for the dinner break to have arrived. Says the wife. Yeah, we can definitely beacon up oil. It's on the to-do list. It's on my to-do list. They are not ideal just yet. I have only uncommon beacons. I did it when rare beacons were still rare. So tier 1 modules, uncommon beacons, that could be improved. These are not minimum pollution, not minimum energy consumption. They're at minus 63 instead of minus 80. So it's on the list. But for now, it is dinner break time. Let's see if I can be back before Gleba completes. I think that should be possible. Is the spaceship not flying? No, the spaceship is not flying. I can send the spaceship flying. Let's just send the spaceship flying. We'll watch the spaceship in the break. We'll just no, we have to keep it at this speed. Alright. Gonna go kinda zoomed in, I suppose. Alright. Enjoy the break. Enjoy the ASMR. Space. There we go. A nice space track in the background as well. I'll be back in a bit. Well, that was good timing. Exactly back at Nauvis. Is the stream still okay? I read some RIP messages and F. It does still seem to be running. Maybe just a temporary cutout again. It's not going great today, man, with the cutouts. Alright, sorry about that. I think my microphone volume maybe is a little bit loud compared to the in-game ambience. I'm not sure. But if I put the music up more, then some tracks just overshadow the sound of the voice and it's not hearable anymore. To activate the setting in Twitch, we have buffering. There's a buffering of the stream. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't recall doing so. I do have a setting in Streamlabs that prefers continuing the stream at a lower frame rate over frame skipping and buffering, so that should keep up with live better. If everything is still alive, then I suppose we can continue on. As soon as I get my chat windows back on there. Thanks Trans Shadow for the third month of subscriptions. Alright. How did the ship do? Did the ship do anything? No explosions? I think we cannot reach damage anymore after arrival. Doesn't seem like we got damaged. Alright. Oh, so close, but we're gonna have a time warp back to before the dinner break. We are just about to start doing the final step of doubling blue signs, which has been our bottleneck for a while. It looks like I did not do the fast inserter part, did I? Where we could do 2k SPM for the time being. So be it. Hopefully we'll be able to go 2k SPM through laser damage 3 and 4. And then we've got another decision to make. Yellow signs first or Vulcanus first. With Vulcan and purple signs. That's going to be a question as well. Yellow signs is not too much trouble, I don't think. We already did all the base work. We've got the base melting down, all the steel is being made. Copper is almost out. Most of the ore belts is a matter of reconnecting them, or basically putting a big mining drill on there instead of the regular mining drills like such. And we double the ore outtake of what previously was there, just putting red belts instead of yellows. So it should be fairly easy to get the 8 belts of iron and copper into the base for yellow signs. Then it's just a matter of designing the builds, which is not easy. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's also not the most work in the world, I think. So we'll see how it goes. We already have elevated railway. I thought I would be going to Volgora pretty quickly, so we had a temporary setup where we did 2 purple technologies. First beacons, which has paid off immensely. Beacons was a great idea to temporarily make 75,000 science packs in a temporary setup. Then elevated railways. I thought I would go back to Volgora earlier. I also thought I would be doing Volgora signs before Vulcanus signs. But it turns out we probably don't need to do that. And we also probably still have enough module material to go to Vulcanus first before needing to restart these things. I think no, we need to go to Volgora first and restart at least the productivity module making, as well as the speed module making. Those are the most likely modules I want to have in tier 3 at some point, and it's also the modules we'll need the most of, I think. Elevated rails on Vulcanus can be useful, but very much unnecessary, whereas on Volgora you're forced to do it. Alright, we have a weird engine setup. Minus 52% energy consumption and pollution, and 2.6% quality. This is so we can get enough electric engines to make mining drills, quality electric engines that is, and also enough quality bot frames to make bots later on. It has nothing to do with any of the science. So we're actually overproducing a little to make this possible. We had just calculated we needed roughly, I don't know, we need a lot of machines. Looks like we're making 234 machines, which means we also need 234 of each type of module. I think the first thing we need to do is clear the inventory, really. YouTube is a little behind. Right, one sec. My upload speed is good and stable at the moment, so not sure what's going on for the YouTube site now. Right, inventory rebalance is go. I think we'll disable the beacon stuff this time. Yeah, we'll disable the beacon stuff, just throw all of that in the trash, because we know what type of modules we need. Those are the only modules we're gonna be taking. The rest can get order sorted back in these chests. This was a great idea. More garbage. We'll click on this as well. Balance the inventory again. Alright. In the meantime, we can grab 250 of those. Oh, we don't have these here. We don't have those here. Do we have those on the ship? The ship is hovering above Nauvis. Yes, we do. It's probably the only purpose I'm ever gonna use these. So let's just drop them all. Drop most of the modules on board at this point. So we're gonna need to pick those up. We don't need much else, really. All the assemblers and belts and whatever is already into place. We just need a bunch of threads and some inserters. Some splitters, I mean. I did drop 5 stacks, or how much? Yeah, 5 stacks, alright, so we should be good. Alright, we're out of iron ore from space again, that's a good sign. We also want to take the low density structures. Oops. The space thing. I guess the bots are gonna put it in here as well. No? In here? Oh yeah, of course. Storage chest. Alright, so now what do we have? 2.6k low densities, 8.8k blue chips. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna change the recipe by hand to engine while walking next to it, so I get all the garbage in my inventory. Not sure how it's gonna behave if I copy paste it while I'm next to it. Let's try it out. There is garbage in there. Okay, it does go in my inventory. If I take my bots and the modules, that should automatically get changed out. And it does. Alright, that's good. Then let me make a save. Mr. Editing Mike. Engine hot swap time. This should be fairly easy then. I can make it even easier on myself. Actually, no, I can't. I need to be in range or the machine stuff will not go in my inventory. Just click it and run. All the garbage is in my inventory. As long as I'm personally within range, all that stuff will go in my inventory and not in the machine's trash slots, and as a result on the belts. Alright, so that's half of the new engines field. I suppose we can switch that on already. There is one thing we need to do, and that is of course we need to filter out the quality things. This is going to be a bit weird. We have inputs. I don't really need to balance the pipe. I think the machines automatically draw an equal amount now that the fluid network is instant transmission. If there's iron shortage, like molten iron shortage, the machines will probably slow down the same amount. So I don't really need to balance this, which means all I need to do is see, can we do it in line? Maybe we can. one of these needs to go like such. And then the other needs to join like such. And then we have two bells. Split stuff, and this can reach. Alright. I think that should work. Probably doesn't work if I force blueprint it on top. Stuff is gonna remain on the bells. Yeah, that doesn't work, but I can do this. And then this. Now it should work. Okay. So half of this, so these two belts are gonna be for... That's not true, it's not gonna be all for the bottom. I have to make 3 parts out of all of this. We have some space here, I think we'll do that here. So we have to, this like 6 entries but with 2 different lengths. We have to divide it in 3 and then divide it in 2, and then one goes in here, one goes in here, something like that. So yeah, this is a good idea. Actually, it's blueprintable. A blueprintable idea. Just stick it in here. I'll remember this if I need it. Probably. What? But this is not what we need right now. What we need right now is a bunch of these. Every ingredient. We can still do this, can we not? I mean, the belt sides should not change if I do this. There's no side loading going on. So that might simplify things a little. So I blueprinted that. It's all, see, it's already coming in handy. I told you it would come in handy. This also works exceptionally well if it needs to turn, apparently. So I'm not complaining there. So this now can be split and automatically balanced. It's sort of a 4x4 splitter, but not quite. Yeah, but we don't need 4x4, do we? You know what? I'm just gonna... What am I gonna do? Can I just priority output to the left? I'm gonna have 234 assemblers. Right, I'm gonna have 234 assemblers. There is 150 of those are on the bottom side. $84 on the top side. Let's do by simple calculation first. 0.11 times 150 assemblers equals 16.5. Oh, that is slightly too many. That's slightly too many. Yeah, we need more than half a red belt to supply the entire southern section. That was the idea. We can do this. It is fine. How does a 2 to 3 splitter look? If we can do those, that would be easier. I actually don't know how to make one of these. I think I looked it up once and then I understood it, but I immediately forgot again after the next bit. This is fine as well. That could be, one could be pipes, other could be yeah, I think that is how I'll do it. I think this is a bit unnecessary now, but let's just keep it there anyway. Now we have to bring that into these. Now I want to divide one of these belts going into here and then the remainder of that going into the top. So I probably... Ideally I'd give myself a little bit of extra space, but I didn't. I'm pretty sure I can work this out. The first belt to go is probably going to be the inside, which means this goes over here as well. First belt is going to be this one, that goes over here, and engines come out. We can just let engines come out straight beyond all of this before we splitter off the quality ones. Alright, so now this belt needs to continue all the way on to the next batch, which means do this lightly. Probably will just keep the belt red so we can create a bit more space, at least for now. That has to go here and then into here. Give the yellow belt to indicate that it does not need to be fast anymore. This similar story, this one now goes out to the next one as well. Then we get belt number 2. Suppose that is same story, but easier. We'll probably keep everything red belt here. It doesn't look nice with the yellow. Maybe I should just take it out here. And then the other one again goes straight on. I probably do want to output priority to the left. All of these, since this line is longer. Right, then the last one. And go on. Means this is a little bit slightly in the way. So I'll temporarily just I'll forego designing that for now. We'll just flop it in here. Call that good. Engines come out. Yes, that should be step 1. I suppose it's time to see if it works then. And if it works, we can connect these engines up to this engine belt over here. Probably have to redo this as well. There's gonna, yeah, we need a new double belt engine. So we'll make a new engine belt and just replace this structure over here. Yeah, I think we're ready. It is night, which is annoying. There's no space for lights in this setup either. No space for lights. Except here, I suppose. So let's switch it on. And see if something starts working. Missing splitter for rightmost pipe. What about the priorities? Right. It does look like things are starting to work. I do hope the yellow belt speeds are fast enough to do this. I don't think so actually. We need to upgrade this to red belts. Yeah, this is not fast enough at all. If it was fast enough, then I could have done it. Then I could have fed it with half a red belt as well. So the yellow belts are not fast enough. We need to upgrade all of this to red. Not all, but some of it. But if we need to upgrade some of it, I think I'm just going to upgrade all of it. It's 147 undergrounds. Here it can stay yellow technically. It would be another 112. So like 6 stacks of red undergrounds we would need. Why is the design not symmetric? We need to keep this shape for reasons. We need to stay in the white lines over here. We are gonna cut off this part though, so the front will be equal. But first I want to replace the existing engines and then only then cut this off, so we keep researching for the time being. 25 minutes, clever. Right. So probably I'm just gonna get a temporary splitter on here. Don't really need a splitter here, we can just do this every time, I think. So yeah, this is a little bit in the way, so I guess we'll only switch these engines over. We'll be losing a little bit of engine production, but I think it's fine. Let's pretend we already are red belting here. We should be red belting everything. There's no belt weaving going on in here, I think. So we should be good. Not really sure how I'm going to connect it, so let's just draw out a belt for now. And plop it into here. Okay, that is part 1 then. That is flowing. We do need to make sure we can store all of these engines. We'll put something definitive in place later on, but for now we'll just do this. Alright, so there is our electric engines for big mining drills, for Vulcanus, as well as our bot frames kind of stuff. That part is done. Now that is done, we can dismantle this area. So let's first cut it off at the source. This stops. This stops. These pipes stop going forward. Because we are now creating that stuff over here. Actually, so no. Just really just need to cut it off at the source, don't I? The source is over here. Just rotate these so they don't have access to iron anymore. Production will stop. And that's gonna be the end of it. And 5 minutes to Glabber sounds like a horror movie. Oh, we don't actually need to go just yet. We don't need to depart. The spaceship is not waiting for us. We can survive a bit before we actually need to go to Glabber. We do need to cut off the steel though. The steel is cut off, so that's fine. Now we're just stashing more steel. Yes, that is gonna starve the engines. I think we can already carefully start dismantling the front part here. Only inserters. And assemblers, I suppose. Alright, so we got that stuff going on where it's there is no steel anymore. Okay, looks like I would rather... Alright, never mind. We'll just deconstruct it. It's gonna be a little bit more annoying, but it's fine. Here goes this Gordian knot. Oh, it even fits in the inventory. Not bad. Alright. More of the old input belts. And we've got our engines coming in here now, so I think we can get rid of all of it. We're gonna catch a lot of certain materials, so let's put all of that away. We need those still. Those we still need. Right. We do not... we do... Oh, the gears are on the wrong side. The gears are now on the bottom side, so we do need to empty these belts, apparently. It's going to be slightly annoying. Maybe the easiest way to do that is actually just this. And then we just say, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just put it back. The editor mode of resetting a belt, but it can be done in survival, so to say. Now we are sure that all the belts are empty. One more. No sound again. Sound just dropped on Twitch again. YouTube has sound. Yeah, this is a weird Twitch reconnection thing. Because, so I'm still outputting audio. Alright, for the YouTube folks, I remember before I managed to restart Twitch without stopping YouTube. Twitch cannot refresh and get sound again. There is some weird reconnect going on. I'll try just switching off internet for like a couple seconds and then switching it back on and see if another reconnect will fix the issue. I did not try that before, so let's try that. Hopefully the stream will not crash. If the stream crashes, I'll be back up in less Alright. I think YouTube is still there, right? The question is there sound on Twitch now? Just to confirm, I walk down. Right, YouTube is on the same window. Is there sound again on Twitch? That's the great question. No? Alright. Then we'll do our hard restart. So hopefully there's a decent chance that YouTube will open a new stream instead of the old one. If I'm fast enough it won't happen. But I already did this earlier today and the stream restarted. So just go to my channel and find the new stream that's if you want to keep on watching. I'll be Alright, it looks like it worked this time. I was not away long enough for YouTube to crash, but Twitch should probably have restarted. Twitch chat, let me hear you if you hear me. In YouTube chat, let me know if everything's alright. Questions. Sound. The sound is sound. So that's good. English is a weird language, man. The sound is sound. You can actually say that, right? I don't think everybody says that. No sound? What? I'll try myself loading my own stream somewhere. Right, sound will go away now. I'm trying to listen if I can get some sound myself. Okay, there's no sound on Twitch. Oh god. Alright, I guess we'll try another restart. Testing, 1, 2. Oh, there's no sound. Everyone over on Twitch has just gone deaf simultaneously. That is still more likely than some scenarios which people try to make you believe, including some pretty big media stories going on right now. This was the problem this was the problem set in place 100 hours ago, the other guy mentioned. Yeah. Someone earlier on the stream came in and said, I forgot something 100 hours ago and that would come soon. It looks like the prophecy has come true. Alright then, I suppose I'll restart everything. That's gonna take me 5 to 10 minutes. No, it's not gonna take me 5 to 10 minutes. I'll do it the old way, where we just we'll get a new stream on YouTube going as well. So sorry for the folks on YouTube. We're going to have to actively click a link or go to my channel to keep watching. Life sucks, what can I say? I'll be back. Hopefully you will be back too in a bit. So just give me 2 minutes and the stream will restart.